Hey YouTube, check this out. Mental, isn't it? I love it. I mean, my pal, he cheers Ian for the shot of this guitar. He gave it to me for a setup to lower the action, but I think it was really just to show off the guitar. And cheers very much. I've lowered the action a bit. In fact, I took a few attempts. I lowered it slightly too low, so I got a little bit. So this is a Gretsch. I haven't even looked at the model number. Oh god, it's a G5034TFT SVS. Yeah, serial number's IS21, so it's probably brand new, a 2021 guitar. Yeah, so it's an acoustic with a humbucker in it and a Bixby on it. An actual, oh, it's a Bixby licensed, okay, but still a Bixby with a cool bendy arm on it. Structurally, it's really interesting. It reminds me a wee bit of my resonator. I've got like an old 70s resonator, but I think that's more the weight, and I think the weight's basically down to the fact it's got like a big magnet in it and a big massive lump of metal on the top of it, so it kind of weighs the same as the resonator, which is maybe why it kind of reminds me of it. A wee bit neck heavy. Yeah, so really don't know what to do. This is not the kind of guitar I would normally even look at. I mean, quite expensive. I mean, I've already had a wee look at it. No, I can't make one. I thought about it. It's like, see if you look at it's got like a slightly arched top on it, like this. But if you look at the angle of the neck. The neck comes right back like this, rather than being straight like an acoustic. Because obviously it needs more height so you can get a bridge in. You know, normally an acoustic saddle would sit on this, and it would be, you know, way down. You know, it'd be 10 mil lower, so you need to have a really low back angled neck in order to put a thing on it as well. Also, this shape of pickup, this shape of sound hole, which my pal Scott's actually got an acoustic. I'll probably maybe even in the same range as this one, and you know, it's a cool looking sound hole, but it makes perfect sense when you put a humbucker here. But I think the thing about putting like a humbucker in an acoustic, you can't just put it in. You know, like in my acoustic, you can just see in the corner there, you can't just stick a humbucker in it because, you know, there's bracing and all these things in the way. I've looked into doing these sort of things before. I was actually going to put a pickup in my resonator because a resonator doesn't have the vibraty top. You know, it's just a plywood box basically, and all the sound comes from the big metal cone thing. You know, that's how it amplifies. So, but I haven't done it yet. I might. I don't know. Someone put me off it because it was like, I said I think I might put I was going to put it was a Telecaster single coil, and I was like, comments in the video was like, no, you can't do that. It's a shaft spray. Eric Clapton played one of them, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's, you know, I didn't pay very much for it. I paid 150 quid or something, but you know, I didn't pay a lot. So if it's going to be worth money, then never get down to it. So here it is. Like, I totally don't know what to play on it. I put up a picture of I just typed in Arizona scenery, thinking country and western. I might end with my Blazing Saddles song, which I play on the live streams normally, but that's the only sort. It's not really country and western, but actually, what was it? I was saying, I was messaging Scott yesterday. I was saying, I don't know what to play in it, and he sent me. I can't remember what the guy's name is. An album called Gunslinger. And it was something about having a big iron on your waist or something like that, or on your belt. You know, like having a big gun, and it was awesome. I pure loved it. I'm going to have to try and find some music like that. I do quite like country music. Some of it. One of the ones that always struck me was it 16 great truck driving songs. You know, like for minutes, but it was give me 40 acres to turn this rig around and things like that. And it's like great. I'm all for. I like that kind of music as long as it's quite up tempo. I'm aware. It's just when it's slow and sort of ballady, yeah, not really my thing. But I love it when it's. I think it's got Convoy on it as well. I don't think that was the only one that's kind of like not quite so country. Although I should probably have worked out Convoy. Didn't work out anything. Just see what happens. Yeah, and what I was thinking was it was only the first song on the record I listened to, or the first song on the YouTube video I listened to, and it wasn't any less silly than the Blazing Saddles one. I always hear about the guy who sang. It was a famous Western movie singer who sang Blazing Saddles theme, and it's like, listen to it. It's not really. There's nothing really silly in the words apart from the bit where it goes, and his name was Bart. that's not really that. And if you didn't know it was meant to be funny, that's not really funny, because okay, his name was Bart, fair enough, maybe it's a true story, you know. It's like, but this one was a very, very similar thing, when it was talking about, he's got a big I can't remember the exact words, something about having an iron on his waist or something like that, or okay, or a big iron on his leg, you know, it's like because he's got like a, I don't know, Colt 45 or something for shooting folk. So it wasn't. It kind of seemed quite silly. So I'm gonna have to try and. I don't want to. I was looking up YouTube and stuff, and I looked up eBay to see if I could get the record. It's really, I want to go into like charity shops and stuff and find these sort of things. Maybe expand my horizons a little bit. So here it is. It's worked in quite well. It's like a wee bit of a. I've been trying. I'm still got my acoustic out. I'm actually finding it really weird because I was talking earlier on, my girlfriend on the internet. I was like, what strange sounds, because acoustics vibrate and stuff with the sound in here. So if I go, that acoustic's ringing. So I think I might do a wee bit. I might actually have an acoustic or two hanging on the walls just for ambience. I do remember saying, this is taking ages to do this review. It's not really a review. Hey, I remember seeing an interview with the guy from, I can't remember his name. He's got a strange name. The guitarist in System of a Down, and he was talking about when he was trying to record whatever album was. He's up here, yeah. Like what I want is he's talking to his producer or whatever. He's up here, yeah. I want a room full of acoustic guitars. Can you hire like a room so I've got like 10 or 20 acoustic guitars on the wall, so that every time I hit an A chord, an A note, all the A's vibrate. It gives me this big resonance thing. And the producer was like, no. He's like, no, just like his theory was that when you go in and try a guitar in a guitar shop, whenever you batter a chord, it's like all the guitars in the shop all vibrate a little bit and give you some oomph. But apparently the producer said no. He was like, I thought it was a good idea. I kind of agree. I think that may be quite a good idea. And it's like the old thing about having the Bigsby. Don't like Bigsby's, but I did have a shot. My pal Jerry's got a Gretsch copy type thing, but it's more. It's not. This is obviously somewhere between an acoustic and electric. The one Jerry's got is more electric, so I don't think it's got the sound hole, but it's kind of it's big and thick, and it's like, you know, it's like a sort of Gretsch White Falconry type affair, and it's got the Bigsby on it, and I never understood the Bigsby, never saw the point in it until you get it on a big massive guitar, and somehow it makes sense. It doesn't make any sense to me on like a Telecaster or something. It's like, I don't know, this doesn't do what I want. Whereas on something like this, which by all rights shouldn't have a tremolo, I don't think, well, an acoustic guitar with a tremolo, no, but it's quite interesting. It's a really nice sound. Actually, to be honest, I mean, I'm not sure how true a resonator my resonator is, but it kind of has a sound not a million miles away from this. Maybe just, maybe something to do with the weight or something, or maybe this much louder than I expected to be. You know, that kind of ringy, and that they're all there as well, and it gives it a sort of chimey, jangly thing. And also maybe less bass, because obviously an acoustic guitar, the top is the vibratory point. I don't know if vibratory is a word. So it's like, you know, the whole idea about you don't want to put stickers on it because that'll stop the top vibrating. You even get folks saying you don't want to have like a scratch plate stuck on it because you're dampening the vibrating bit, and that's the important bit, the soundboard. Whereas on this, it's got a volume knob on it, it's got a scratch plate, it's got a lifted scratch plate, it's got a humbucker in it, you know, to stop it, and it's got like a big massive lump of metal. I don't know if it looks like it is actually screwed down onto the top. I mean, it's not actually. I wonder if it was maybe, you know, it's more sitting on it, but it's not. It's actually screwed into it. So it must have, like the way the bracing goes behind the soundboard must have strengthening points to screw these things into. You know, that's another one of the reasons why I can't make one. I would like the idea, you know, just picking up probably an old Yamaha acoustic. You can pick up a second-hand Yamaha acoustic for, I don't know, under £100. And then thinking, oh, stick a Bigsby on it. Because, I mean, you know, you put a tunematic bridge on top of the existing bridge and all that, but to do with the neck angle and... No, I think that the only way really to get one of these on the cheapest is just to buy a cheap Chinese copy, and even then it probably wouldn't be very good. Yeah, so it's got a pickup in it though. I don't have an acoustic amp. I have just adjusted so keep it in tune. So, just through my wee Laney VC15. Actually, I wonder if I turn the put the reverb up to a pure stupid amount. Is that not kind of that would maybe suit this? And it's just a volume, no tone. Turn the reverb down a touch a bit. Let's just see what I can. Now, country. Not very country, is it? How do I play something country? No country at all, is it? I've got to have to try the rat pedal anyway, haven't I? It's probably just going to be is it going to be a screaming feedback nightmare? Up and down. That's not feedback enough. Let's try the Treadmill Fuzz pedal, which is my heavy metal fuzz pedal. desperate to get feedback out of it. Maybe we'll hold it up to speakers. That's slightly disappointing it's not a feedbacking beast, really. Yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest, see, looking at it in the monitor there, it looks cool as hell, doesn't it? I can totally see why you would want one of these. Like country and western superstars, I mean, it looks fantastic. Build wise, it's lovely. This, I think this is quite an expensive guitar. I'm not sure exactly how much. I think it's like 800 quid, some you know, approaching £1,000 sort of thing. Tuners are Grovery types, got binding, cool. I don't know what you call these fret markers, but it's just got dots in the end, so I can see it. I mean, whenever I'm playing, especially acoustic, I can't see the fret markers anyway, so it wouldn't really bother me what was on it. That's why you get Waylon Jennings written up, or whatever it is. And that pickup, it's a Fidelitron. I know that because it says Fidelitron on it, which I think, I've heard that Gretsch pickups aren't that good. I mean, I've got a set of Gretsch pickups there out of a cheaper sort of 335 type guitar that look really cool. They sort of look like P90s, but they're not P90. Well, I think they are P90s, but they're really, really quiet, really low output, so they're not like P90 TVs, like a screaming beast. You know, it's like, I'm thinking P90, oh, Black Sabbath, you know. No, not for that. But this pickup seems to be very good for this. And I wonder if those P90s would be very good in something like this. Obviously sitting there thinking my resonator might be getting one of those P90s put in it. I think maybe that's where I went wrong with the Gretsch pickups. It's like, and the one I had a Gretsch last year, like a 335 one. It's the same as the one that the P90s in it, apart from the one I had humbuckers. And the pickup, it didn't sound like what I wanted, but on playing this one, because this guitar looks like this, what I expect and what I would hope it sound like, that's what this pickup does. So I think that's just part of the Gretsch sound. You know, it's like your jingly jangly acousticy thing. It's an acoustic guitar, but even on the, you know, the 335, I suppose you could kind of argue is somewhere more towards an electric, but still between like a solid, like a Telly or a Les Paul and an acoustic. It's in the middle somewhere. So you got, you know, like your, you know, Les Paul Telly. Then you would get like maybe a thin line because it's sort of hollow. Then you would get a 335, and then you would get the non-center block one, and then you would get like your Gretsch White Falconry type thing, and then you would get this, and then you would get then you would get like an electroacoustic, and then you would get an acoustic, like in that order. But I mean, it's stunning. And I don't have anything like this. Well, I mean, I've got an acoustic and I've got an electric, but I don't have anything like this. Maybe quite inspiring. If you're going to acoustic jams and stuff, you want to take this. You don't want to take no. And the whole thing about having the piezo. This does sound acoustic. I'm not playing it through a proper PA. I'm just playing. I'm playing it through like a 3x12, so it's a clean channel on a 15 watt amp to a 3x12 cabinet at this volume. So there's not any distortion anyway, but it's a really good acoustic sound considering it doesn't have a piezo in it. It makes you wonder, maybe, I think there must be a bracing issue with where you put where you put a humbucker in it, neck position. So I'm just looking at my acoustic there. I mean, it doesn't really need, I suppose, just looking at my acoustic, it doesn't really need that many frets, does it? Because I mean, it's not like you can ever really play up there. So could I just maybe cut, there and put the pickup here, maybe? I wonder what's there's a big bit of bracing there though. See, that's the thing. You don't want to be messing about with that sort of stuff. I don't really mind doing it on an electric guitar because it's just well, you could argue there's a little bit more to it, but it's just a plank of wood with pickup stuck in it, so it doesn't really matter what you do to it. That's why you can get a flying V or any shape you want, sort of thing. Whereas acoustic does have the vibrating soundboard and a hole to let the sound out, so there's more to it. This has also got electric strings on it. You can tell that by the fact I can bend the G string. Chuck Berry. If I could remember how to play Chuck Berry. That's disgusting, isn't it? It's just disgusting. Imagine forgetting how to play Chuck Berry. It kind of works, doesn't it? Yes, I'm sorry, I am of the era. The first time I heard Johnny B. Good was Martin McFly playing it at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. So immediately I go to the... Yeah, so I mean, this thing's smart. Cheers Ian for the shot of this. I do really like it. I kind of like most guitars, but this is such a strange one. It's like, it's not one I would ever... Well, when I say it's not one I would ever look at, if I went into someone's house and they had this, it's a shot at that. It's just not one I would look at online or look up eBay and be really that interested. It's not my sort of thing. But it's different and I like it. Especially, I mean, seeing as I'm trying to learn to play acoustic, this is like a total way of cheating that by it still being electric. It plays really well. But I mean, I'm not playing acoustic. I'm just playing electric guitar on an acoustic. I think it sounds really good. Really enjoying this actually. This guitar will be getting played longer than the length of this video. I'm going to tie it up now though, so it's not like an hour of your time. And the reason it's not holding tune is because I had it. I've had the strings down tuned, adjusted the bridge, tuned back up again, not quite low enough, down tuned, adjusted the bridge, tuned back up again, too low, down tuned, adjusted the bridge, up a wee bit, kind of got it where I like it now, kind of slightly lower than I would have an acoustic, but it's like the thing about the action on a guitar, or on any guitar really, it sounds better when it's higher action, makes it sound better, obviously within a point. Once you get to that, you can't actually play any notes because when you push the fret in, it bends the string and it goes out of tune. But to a certain point, when you get it too low, you can get it so it's like, you can play it with your fingertips. But if you get no tone, you still want to be able to hit it hard, get a bit of dynamics, a bit of jangliness to it. Whereas if you get the action too low, it doesn't really get any louder when you hit it hard. So it's just a compromise, a wee bit of taste involved as well. a blazing saddle, he wore a shining star. His job to offer battles to bad men near and far. When outlaws ruled the West and fear gripped the land, a Mao went out for a man with guts to take the West in hand. They needed a man who was brave and true, with justice for all as his name. Then out of the sun rode a man with a gun, and Bart was his name. Too low, yes, Bart was his name. He rode a blazing saddle, he wore a shining star. His job to offer battle to bad men near and far. He conquered fear and he conquered hate. He turned dark night into day. He made his blazing saddle a torch to light the way. Can't just whistle out. How can you have a high octave that you can't reach for singing? But, as I said, an expensive guitar, and I think it's a sort of... I don't know if you could really get one, you could make one on much cheaper, because just the amount that's in it compared to an acoustic, I don't know how much it cost you for a decent acoustic, a couple of £100. So if you start off with a couple £100 for a decent acoustic, I'm looking at that as your early sort of solid toppy type. £200 gets you, doesn't get you a pro level, but it gets you a good one. So you need to start there. And then you're £100 for a big speed at least, and then you're £100 for a pickup. Then you've got, so you're up at £500 just to get like a base model of something like this, and this is on the fancier side of that as well. So, an actual Bigsby and an actual Filtertron. Wood-wise, it's the back and sides are both wood as well, and so is the neck and the top. So it's definitely made of wood. I don't know any specs of this at all. I couldn't remember the name. Oh, one thing I really did like. See, I assume this is an old Gretsch thing. See the strap buttons. They screw off, and it's got like a screw that's in the guitar. So you put that on, and then you screw this down on top of it. I think that's really nice. It's kind of like strap locks, but from much better. So it won't come off, and it's like, yeah. I dig them. I don't know. I suppose it's probably quite difficult to get that screw to be recessed into the body. It must be more expensive for a strap button. It's a no expense spared thing when you start putting on something fancy like that. Because a strap button, I know I've bought them. They must cost 10p or something. You know what I mean? Whereas these probably cost £1. I suppose it depends on where you want to spend your money. But I like the strap buttons, wee details like that. And the Bigsby's very nice as well. It's actually, I can see it's, although it is actually bolted down, it's sitting on, I assume, a rubber or felt washer between these two bolts. There's only two bolts going to the top of the guitar. Oh, and there's also got you can see that there. And below this bit here, there's a spongy bit. But the spongy bit is a good 5mm off the top of the guitar, so if I'm being super picky, I would want that spongy bit to be touching the guitar. But maybe it depends on if you've got the action set differently, or if you maybe put it on a different guitar with a slightly different. Because this does actually have a curved top on it, like a bellied one. When I saw that, it was bellied, and I was like, the bellied, that's how they get the Bigsby on it. It's like, you could pick up a knackered acoustic that's got a bellied thing on it. Maybe I could do that, and because old acoustics, I generally don't tend to buy them because they're not that easy to fix, and quite often the bell, it does curve over time. It's not meant to be. This is meant to be curved, but it does eventually do that. And when you do that, it raises up the action. and there's only so low you can reduce the saddle height until you can't do anything. You need to take the neck off and reset it at an angle, and it's like all that. You know, can't be bothered doing that. It just sounds fantastic. The single Filtertron, Fidelitron pickup. Oh, even looking at the, it's quite a lot of cool details. I just noticed that. See the pickup ring. It's not actually gold. It's transparent perspex, but with a gold backing on it. So it kind of gives it a. You're not going to see it here, but I've got it off the roof. It just looks really cool, and you know the sort of the triangle, the rounded triangular. I don't know. It's a very, very pretty guitar. I think this is Gretsch Country Orange or something like that. I assume you can't see if it's a solid top, but I'd imagine so. Maybe one of the letters, a G5034TFT SVS. Don't know. But but great fun, and I totally love it. It's really odd and nothing like what I would normally play, but it's rocking. Half an hour video. Sorry about that. But definitely, it's one of those ones. If you live near if you're lucky enough to live near a guitar shop, go and try one of these. I don't know if it's not something. I mean, I would never spend 800 quid or 900 quid or whatever these cost. I don't actually know. That's a guess. It might be. Well, it's Indonesian, isn't it? So I don't imagine it's a couple of £1,000, but it might be. I don't know. And it's definitely not like 400 quid. Definitely not. If it is, it's a pure mega bargain, but it's not. It's got to be about £1,000 or something. Maybe just under something like that. I wonder if maybe. See, when I was playing it earlier on, I wasn't using the Bixby as much, but see, because I'm looking at myself playing it, feeling really cool. So I'm like, yeah, that's a look. You know what I mean? It's a look, and because I'm looking at it going that, I'm kind of not looking at I normally look at the camera, I'm kind of more looking at the guitar because it looks so cool, and it's like, oh, it's a Bixby. I keep seeing it and going, oh, it's got a rock on, catch you later on. I've decided my live streams are going to change a little bit. I'm not going to. I've made them all private, unlisted. So once when I do the live stream on a Sunday night, I got a bit drunk again. You bastard! Folk kept egging me on. I tried to end at 10 o'clock, and everyone kept going. No, I've got to keep going. I was like, drink your Glava, which is like a liqueur. I'm drinking that. It was at midnight. It was absolutely mashed, and it's like I think I'm going to I'll still do the live stream live, and I might leave it up until I do the video on a Monday night, and then it'll get pulled down. Just, I don't really want to be held to account for anything I say when I've been drinking. You know what I mean? I do tend to rant on a little bit. You know, I get a bit fired up, slagging off guitars and people, and I'm also incredibly racist. The human race sucks. Totally hate the human race. All bastards. Doesn't matter what colour you are. You're all bastards. Rock on. Sorry, we're all bastards. Catch you later.